Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Have you ever been dating a guy where everything was going great in the beginning and then he disappears, or he tells you that he's not ready for a commitment? Or maybe you've dated a guy and you've been with him for a while and then he says, you know what, I can't commit. I don't want the same thing. And then he jumps into another relationship and you find out 6 months later he's engaged to somebody else. Well, if so, I want you to pay close attention because today you're going to learn the 3 reasons why guys don't commit. Well, the first reason is simply they're not ready. These are the guys who like emotional adolescents. They haven't had all their fun. They haven't sown their oats. They haven't gotten it all out of their system. And they're simply not ready. They're not the men they need to be in a committed relationship. Now, there's a natural maturation process that each guy will go through. And if you study most of the major cultures and religions, there's an actual formalized process that they all go through from when a boy turns into a man. And emotionally, the same thing has to happen. So you have to realize is that you can help a guy go from a boy to be a man. That's simply part of his journey. So your job, if you recognize that, is to simply move on. The second reason why a guy can't commit, and this is a really big one, I want you to pay attention, is he's simply emotionally unavailable. You see, unconsciously, this guy believes that falling in love or being in love is ultimately going to cause him a lot of pain, or ultimately he's going to learn that he's going to get hurt. Because he learned earlier in life that, you know what, when I loved and I really opened up and I was vulnerable, I got hurt. So it usually traces to a bad relationship with parents. And so I'm not here as judgment, but simply to help you observe and see what's going on. Because this is a relationship where a guy has to do his work. He must face the demons. He must face all the hurt from his past, and he must deal with it before he can be a healthy emotional partner. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you, because you think, oh, if I just love him, if I just be there for him, if I just spread my legs and open myself up, he's going to love me, he's going to fall, he's going to be that guy. I know I can reach him. And I'm telling you, you can't. He's got to still do his work. Even if you did all those things, it's wonderful. And you can support someone, but you can't do the work for him. That's his job. So my recommendation, if you see a guy like that, run and run like hell, because he's got to go and do the work. Now, the third reason why a guy won't commit, and this is the one that you tend to take a little personal, is he simply doesn't want to commit to you. You're not the person he's looking for. Now, this is the one where your ego gets bruised and you go, but why, Joe? Why doesn't he want to be with me? I'm a wonderful person. I know you're a wonderful person, and it has nothing to do with you. So you have to look at it like that. For whatever reason, this guy likes vanilla and you're chocolate. You're not the flavor that he desires. Now, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with chocolate. It doesn't mean that somebody's not going to come along who's going to love chocolate and who's going to love you for who you are. So you don't have to change. If you've done your work and you're emotionally available and you're the partner you need to be, then when the right guy comes along, he's going to love you. It's exactly what happened to my wife. There are a lot of guys who didn't want to be with her. And because she was kind of like the Marion type. She wasn't a girl that she was going to jump into bed with anybody. She was the kind of girl that, guys had to be patient with. And a lot of boys didn't like that. They wanted, what they wanted, and she wasn't going to put up with that because she had morals, she had values, and which were important to her. So when I came along, I was like, this is the kind of the flavor that I'm looking for. This is exactly the type that's going to work for me. And so even though those other guys didn't work for her, I was the one that ultimately gave her what she was looking for. And she gave me what I was looking for, which is why, we've got this great relationship today. So I want you to understand is that if a guy can't commit to you, it has nothing to do with you. Now, let me preface this by saying, as long as you're a sane woman, if you've got, you've got some shit in the closet, you've got some baggage, you're psychotic, you're needy, you're desperate, there's a reason why the guy doesn't want to be with you. That's a totally different story. But if you've got it all together, you're a good person, you've got a good heart, you're emotionally available, you know how to be in a relationship, you're a great partner, and the guy doesn't want to be with you, then simply it's because he doesn't want to be with you. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't make it mean anything more than that. It's just you're not the flavor he's looking for. So, the purpose of GPS for Love is to help shine light on what's really going on and to give you some clarity to make the journey to finding the love you desire and deserve a little easier and a little bit more enjoyable. So I hope this made sense for you. Love to hear from you. You dated any one of these guys? Maybe did you marry one of these guys? And if so, what can you learn from this video that you can use in going forward? So go ahead, put it in the comment box below. And if you have any other question, comments, and feedback, make sure to put those down below. I read them all. I'll see you next time. Much love.